All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's check out some other YouTubers in town here, and let's see what's going on here. The hunt for the monster of Lagrange, Indiana. And you all thought I was crazy. Let's see here, where is it? All right, I posted this gentleman's
Relax,
channel.
take a virtual ride with me. You'll see interesting places you probably haven't seen. I hope you enjoy the ride and discover new places with me. Sit back, relax, and take a virtual ride with me.
Good morning, sports fans. Ben's hang-ups here. Well, we got a clear, blue skies, sunshine, pretty warm temperatures. It's supposed to get up into the 70s today. Northern Indiana. Wow, we haven't seen this weather in months. Well, I'm heading east on the Indiana toll road. And kind of in search, well, I don't hold out a lot of hope, but heard stories of a monster near a lake. And we're going to make a couple stops probably before we get into the monster search. But that's what I'm going to be looking for. Now, I know there's been thousands of people search for this monster. Only a few handfuls have actually seen it. Well, maybe more than that. But at least I'm going to show you the area where this monster is believed to be roaming. So, in the meantime, we're going to take a look at a couple other interesting things. Some things you've probably never seen before, may never see again. And I'm going to take you with me because we're going down the road.
Well, folks, this is Howell Military Academy. It was a private co-educational and college preparatory boarding school located on 100 acres.
Okay, that used to be Howell Military School. Hold on, I'm having troubles with my headphones. There we go. This is the military school that I'm always talking about with you folks on YouTube. This is, I don't know, 5 minutes away from me, maybe 8 minutes if I do the speed limit. Beautiful, beautiful. It used to be a military cadet school. They had to shut it down for reasons I can't say, but let's keep going.
School, which enrolled students for grades 5 through 12, opened in 1884 and closed after the 2018 academic year. Oh, that's too bad. The school became a military school in 1895 and fully co-educational 1988. The school, A Company, being the all-female company, consisted of day students and those that lived on campus full-time. It's funny, though, in September of 2008, Howell was one of 28 military schools in the United States, down from a high of 125. We're losing those military schools. Probably not a good thing. The house here on campus, well, that's on the National Registry. They're not going to be tearing that baby down. Yeah, it was March of 2019 that Howell announced it would be closing its doors due to operational and fiscal challenges. In other words, they ran out of money. At the end of the 2018-19 school year, they closed her for good. The property then sold for $3 million to a New York-based religious organization. So much for Howell Military Academy. Too bad. Must have been something in its heyday.
All right, if you look off to the right, you can see a bunch of solar panels. The whole place is pretty much operational on its own. Like I said, it was a military school at one time. Even if you look over here, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but over here is there's two towers like firefighters have in the woods. They're big towers. They used to train there. There's a giant football field there. There's a track out there for running. There's also this giant solar panel set up here. It's a beautiful piece of property. This guy said it sold for $3 million. And that was just recently, I think. Beautiful area. We were hoping somebody bought it that would have turned it into something. It's a beautiful area. It could have been used for films, which there might have been a couple films already filmed there. All right, let's get back to this. He's on the search for the infamous Lagrange.
Well, we got to be moving on.
Monster.
We got places to go and things to see.
All right, he's on his way to Lagrange right now. He's coming up into town. He was just in Howell, and this is Lagrange. He just entered Lagrange, Indiana. This is our little town here.
This is Lagrange.
There's our
Indiana. Where Ben's at today.
Now, underneath that courthouse is a bomb shelter.
I'm at the courthouse. And all the government buildings here in Lagrange. We're going to take a look at the uptown, see what you think. And I'll show you a little bit of this as we go. This is one of the prettiest of the courthouses and its grounds. Done very well kept up. Yep. So we're going to take a look here as we kind of walk around here.
We do have a nice courtyard. The grass is pretty nice in the front. Giant buffalo.
Who's working today? Nice little town. Yep. Done a nice job with this courthouse grounds. Nice job.
All right, the one building he just showed and turned and showed, that's the district attorney's office.
Of course, we are in the heart of Amish country. you're going to see wagons, horses.
There is a lot of Amish out here. I think like 50% of our population is Amish. A lot of Amish bakeries, a lot of
And the
Amish
name Yoders,
buggies,
attorney over there.
big Amish
Yoders.
community. There's the library right there.
Title company.
Big brick building.
Oh, the government office is right here in the block. Pretty good. What do you think of this gazebo here? In front of the courthouse. Not bad. Now let's take a look at this place. See what's going on. Well, Lagrange wasn't originally one of my stops, but after I seen a little bit of the town, particularly this courthouse, oh, Ben had to make a stop, of course. Learn a little bit about this town. This town was plotted in 1836. Well, been around a while, hasn't it? It took the name Lagrange from Lagrange County. Imagine that one. Lagrange County's initial settlers were Yankee immigrants. That means to say they were from New England. When they arrived in what is now Lagrange County, there was nothing but virgin forest and wild prairie. The New England settlers cleared roads, built farms, constructed churches, erected government buildings, they did it, and established a postal route. Well, I guess that makes you close to a town, doesn't it? Lagrange County Courthouse was listed on the National Register of Historical Places in 1980. Not going to tear this baby down either.
You know, I wonder if they'll
Lagrange
end up.
population here in town's about 28.
I wonder if they'll end up. Hold on a minute. All right. I wonder if they'll end up shutting that courtyard down, that courthouse, and selling it. That's another building that's real old. It's got beautiful woodwork in it. Probably could be turned into a beautiful home, but I don't know. It's like that that house that I was just showing you in the video before. I think a lot of the stuff that is sold around here in these thrift stores and garage sales and everything come from these older homes around here. So you can get some good deals on some really cool old time stuff. And as you can see, the cannons in front of our courthouse, but they're filled. They're filled with concrete. You can't use them. So any of you folks out there, like whatever you did to our jet and our tank in front of our military school, which you just seen on this footage, I don't know who took them, but we're still looking for them to this day. Now, of course, they're inoperable because they're filled with concrete. You would have to have them chiseled out and then rebored, which I don't know if you got that kind of equipment to do that, but they're inoperable. So don't any of you idiots try to go ahead and come in here and air vac them out. Right? We're hip to your crap. Now let's continue to watch the search for the Lagrange, Indiana monster. And I knew there was one. Everyone said you're crazy. There's no monster. I'm saying there's a monster, or it's a witch or a demon. We're onto something here, and I'm not the only one. Look at this. This guy's with me now. He's on the hunt for the monster. Hello, Debbie. We're going to continue with this video of my little town.
800 people. Yeah.
Can you hear the volume, Debbie? Debbie, I
Courthouse
want to get a photo of you on that.
designed in 1876. Thomas Colin and Sons Architects from Fort Wayne, Indiana. How about that? Lagrange and Elkhart counties is the home to the third largest Amish settlement in the country, with a population totaling over 26,000 souls. The Lagrange County Amish account for nearly 40%. 44.
Okay, that's where that building he's showing now with the windows busted out and everything, that used to be Carney's. That used to be Carney's Furniture Store. And before that, it was something else. It was a family owned business many, many years ago. And I actually bought the couch in the videos that you guys seen when I first started on YouTube, that brown, real long brown couch I had. That was from that place, Carney's. That's what they call the Carney's. And they closed down, and a lot of people, there used to be apartments upstairs, but in the apartments upstairs got closed down for some reason, inspection or something like that. Or rumors had it that it was, I don't know, but not good. It wasn't good, right? So that's the new building now, which is, I think, a business is open there now. That 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 what is it? Amazon resale store. There's a business running out of there, and I think somebody is redoing the apartments above it, and they repainted the building right now. So, but that's old Carney's. That's the furniture place that everybody bought furniture in town. All right, let's keep going.
Percent of the total population. The town is located on US 20 and State Road 9 in Lagrange.
All right, folks, if you're watching this, I don't want you to get mistaken. You see the BMV on the window? That was across from the courthouse. That no longer is the BMV building. So if you're going to get your license, don't go there because it's shut down. We opened a new one. That one is right down the street from that BMV Bureau, Motor Vehicle Bureau business. The new place now is over by Dr. Kasimi's or Kasami, Kichikumi's. Ketchup. I just call him Dr. Blood. His office, if you go right behind his office, that building right there is now the new big BMV. A beautiful building too. On one side it's the BMV. The other side is child care something. I don't know, but so if you are in Lagrange and you're going to get your license, do not go there, even though that on the window that shows BMV, it is not no longer the BMV building. Let's continue. For the hunt for a monster in Lagrange, Indiana. We all know.
I couldn't find out much about their high school or their school system. Probably looking in the wrong place. But they have what they think is a very good school system. They had a brand new hospital and a brand new library in town. Second to none. Well, so they say. The word Lagrange means farm plantation and was named after the Marquis de Lafayette's plantation. Didn't know that, did you? And the crime rate here in town, well, it's below the national average. Violent crime is 18.6.
Okay, so the town had connections with Lafayette when it was started, which Lafayette is out there by the Delphi case. Dun, dun, dun. Delphi, Indiana. So Lafayette is the town over, like 10 minutes away from Delphi, which this town, Lagrange, supposedly had connections with foundations of Lafayette Farm Division or something, farmers. Right, they were farmers. Ooh, that reminds me, what about that old saying in the Bible, or was it the Bible or something? I don't know. The devil with his sickle in the fields, cutting down corn or whatever. I don't know. Some old story. I don't know. Who's the monster? What's the monster? These are monsters. I'm not sure, but we're on the hunt for them in Lagrange, Indiana. We're here at Ground Zero here. No, these buildings that you're seeing are like little knick-knack stores, all kinds of different stuff. You name it. You can get your hair done. I think one's a salon. There's a tavern in one of these. Let's continue.
Compare that to the national average of 22.7. Not like a lot of smaller towns, it doesn't take much for the property crime to be increased. They're at 37.4. As you can see, like a lot of the small towns, there are some vacant buildings around, just waiting for you to come purchase them. Come around them. It's the second stories that bother me. How many of the second stories are occupied? Now, the town has several of these murals around town. Murals are always very interesting. They usually take you back in history of the town a little bit. Again, those second floors is what interests me. Offices or apartments. And it looks like a lot of the windows have been.
All right. That one building that he just showed, that burnt down. That's no longer there. That was the building that I was telling you folks about that burnt down. The whole town was shut down. They had like 3 departments here, 3 fire departments. They didn't have enough water, and it burnt. The whole place burnt down. Now, like he was saying, he said how many of these buildings are occupied above these businesses below? None of them. Them are all they're not vacant. They're not being used for apartments or anything. So could they be turned into apartments? They could. They could be turned into housing, but you would have to talk to the people who bought the place, probably the store owners. Or some of these store owners might use the upstairs for storage. So, but yeah, the one building burnt down to the ground. I watched it. I actually got it on film, and there was nothing they could do. They just didn't have enough water. They didn't have enough water to put it out. She burnt down. All right, let's keep going.
Replaced in some of these second stories in town. This Detroit Street Tavern. Like cheesecake? Well, there you go. We even got still got a brick road in town. Like cheesecake? Well, there you go. We even got still got a.
All right, there's the new Hispanic restaurant that opened up, I don't know, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. People are saying it's pretty good in there, but I haven't ate there yet. Here is another church. I think this church might have been up for sale. I'm not sure. Beautiful stained glass. It would make a beautiful home, but do you want to live in a church? I don't know. Would you be freaked out or would you be safe? I don't know. But I don't know if that's up for sale or not. I know one of the churches were up for sale. And if you need cheesecake, you go right to Graham Chili's or Millie's. Which I think there's like 3 bakeries here.
Like cheesecake? Well, there you go.
Ramanetti.
You even got still got a brick road in town. D Street Tavern. I don't know. I kind of always look for those taverns for some reason. another one. Vendors tab on the main. That's a fair size small town, but it's fair size. And as you can see, we're not too far from Shipshewana. There's Shipshewana Agency. Pizza parlor. And a bakery. I don't know if that bakery's operational or not. I see a sign in the window.
There's your bakery,
It's
Debbie.
closed.
Alt's Bakery. They got
There
all
you go.
kinds of
Amish
stuff.
country.
There's our HR. Oh, there's the Amish.
Amish and Mennonite.
There's another Mexican food place.
Well, folks, I was on my way, as you know.
There's this
I was on the hunt today, but I don't know if I'm going to have enough time to find that elusive monster or not. Well, now you've seen a little bit of Lagrange. Not the county, Lagrange, the town,
Let's find this
which is in Lagrange County, by the way.
monster for many years. Find it.
Yeah, we're going to go on down the road, see what we can find. Got a little daylight left. We'll find that monster. You know what today is, though? Today is the day of the eclipse. That's right. I'm out on the road the day of the eclipse, and look at the sky. It won't be here. It won't be a full 100% eclipse. But I did stop at a Walmart, see if I could get some glasses. They said they've been sold out for 3 weeks. Now, it's a small town, typical kind of small town, built around a courthouse that is in the center of the city in a block, a full city block. What's a little bit different about this is the grounds. They've done a beautiful job of upkeeping the grounds around that courthouse. Government buildings are all built up around the courthouse also, which makes it pretty darn easy to get your business done, your governmental business done in town. Your title companies are all right there by the courthouse. Your attorneys, a lot of them are right there by the courthouse. It's a typical town, got the older buildings, some of them in decent shape, some of them in not so good shape. Some of them are occupied, a few of them are not occupied. I'd like to see more of them occupied, particularly the upper floors. A lot of the above the ground floor, a lot of them have just started occupied. Meantime, I'll see you down the road.
Sit back, relax, and take a virtual
Well, folks, you come back next week because we're going to finish. We're going to find that monster, or we're going to give it a heck of a try. See you next week.
You probably haven't seen. Discover new places with me. Sit back and relax and take a virtual ride with me. Sit back and relax and take a virtual ride with me. You'll see an
My God, is this going to be a 5-part segment? I want to find this monster. All right, hold on a minute, folks. So that's a little bit of our small little haunted. Debbie says it's haunted. It probably is haunted. Good God, woman, what is it? Yo, Ashworth, how you doing? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. He's looking for a monster in Lagrange. I've been out here at ground zero looking for a while. We can feel it, we can sense it. We don't know what it is. If the old timers know what it is, then surely it must be true. I haven't seen some of these people said they've seen it. I don't know. It changes. It morphs into I don't know what it is. It's just not good. We're gonna find this monster some way, somehow. We're probably gonna need some of them bakery goods to lure it in. Maybe from Fouts and maybe some pizza from the 5-star pizza place. That we could lure it in that way. I heard it loves sugar. It loves bakery stuff and stuff like that. So they asked me, what are we dealing with? Well, it sounds like maybe either a feral kid or maybe teenager or man that likes bakery stuff and pizza. It could be one of these crazy biker clubs out here that gone mad. And maybe one guy broke away and it's a feral monster living out in the woods or something that eats donuts and stuff and pizza. Or it could be this thing that this guy's talking. It's a monster. It's huge. I don't know. It could be old jellyfish, catfish, which people say if you see him, it's like a monster. It's got to be every bit of maybe 400 or 500 pounds of pure catfish. Some people said it ate a canoe. It was so big, and I don't know. It could be. We're gonna find this thing, whatever this thing is, whether it be a demonic entity, monster, Bigfoot, rogue biker that hasn't changed his leathers in probably 50 years and just stinks like a Bigfoot. I don't know what it is. We're going to find out what it is. We got professionals coming to town. I do want to get Miss Debbie Fox here so I can take a photo of her riding that bison. I think that would be cool. I think I'm going to get a photo of me riding the bison and a bunch of other people riding that bison and riding the cannons in front of the courthouse there. So I'm going to do that. We're going to continue to look for this monster or whatever this thing is trespassing on us, or whoever is on this property that's doing it. Some people are saying it's voodoo magic. I don't know. We don't have too many African Americans in town. This is a very white town area. I don't know. Some say it's the New Mexicans that moved into town using the Mexican magic, Hispanic magic. It could be. That would explain why we didn't eat tacos last week, but we all broke out into like a Taco Tuesday bathroom episode. Could be. I'm not sure. But we're going to find this thing running around this town. I don't know what it is. It's possessing us all. If it ain't possessing us, it's monkeying with stuff. Trickster or something. I don't know. Debbie, what do you think? You gonna ride that bison, girl? Nah, I imagine she would. We'll get photos of it. Just be respectful of the bison. You must have your clothes on. I'm sorry, it's out in public. But, well, I'm shocked he didn't show the 4-H fairground, which I'm gonna have to look for episode 2. This is probably turned it into a 5-part segment. Hopefully not. You gonna ride the bison and the cannon? Did you see the size of that cannon? I wish you would have seen the size of our tank we had out here. It would have made you excited just to see it. Yeah, you were able to climb on it and get on the tank and open up the turret and everything. Get inside. It was so cool, but the barrel was filled with cement. That would have made you so excited. It made me excited. But them days are gone. The military school's closed down, and now we're trying to find these monsters all over our little town. God bless them all. We're trying to find. We got them coming from everywhere, trying to hunt down these beasts. I keep telling them it's probably a man. Probably went rogue. Probably completely nuts. They didn't believe me, but they believe me now, don't they? They believe me now. And I would have loved to turn the military school into a production agency. We had plenty of land. It was a self-sufficient uh, property. Had solar panels, had generators. Boy, they're kicking themselves in the butt now. Everyone's like, right, and we could have turned that place in. That's right, because they're running out of room to film. They ain't got property. I think that was 20 acres, 20, 30 acres property. Like I said, it had a football field on it, a soccer field, and a track, and a tennis field, I think, or a tennis court or whatever. No, we just couldn't. At that time, we just couldn't find the money. Doge wasn't active, no. Back then, we would have found the money, but we didn't have it back then. And I'm sure he'll. Hopefully, he talks about the 4-H fair and finds this. Well, I'm just. He's here to find the monster. Let's help him find this thing. Whatever, whoever. It's a human. I know that. It's human. I keep telling him it's a human. It's evil. He's trespassing. He's mimicking us, literally, like cloning us or something. It's crazy. But we're going to find this monster along with this other gentleman, Ben, and so many more that are YouTubers now coming to find out what is going on. Why is our power going out in only certain rooms at a certain time? Now, a lot of people are saying it could be the Amish because that was on Discovery Channel. Out here in Ohio and Indiana, the Amish thing on Discovery Channel where they were practicing witchery or something and the lights were going out. And this is over 50%, I think, they said, population in this little town here are Amish. So it might very well be that. I'm not sure. Debbie, when was that? When was that thing on Discovery Channel with the Amish? And they had the gangster. One of them was an Amish gangster. He was a gangster. He carried around a baseball bat or something like that. And then there was a black guy that was Amish, which everyone was shocked about that. But he was outcasted because he was caught selling drugs and started a prostitution ring within the Amish community. How the heck? And the Amish are really biblical. They go to church all the time, and their whole life is around the Bible and the home, the family, and the land and everything. And how these guys got within the Amish community and claimed they were Amish and started a prostitution and drug ring. I have no idea how it happened, but it happened. They call the Amish out here call marijuana green corn. They don't call it cannabis. They call it green corn. Nah, he got caught out there smoking the green corn again out in the fields. So, yeah, every community has and the Amish were pissed off because the English were trying to come in and change their ways, right? Because these people that are Amish, they go on a spring hut or whatever it is. For so many days, they can leave the Amish community and experience English life, right? But after that, they have to go back into the Amish community, or they have to leave it or whatever. They become Mennonites or whatever. Some people call them jerked over Amish. I have no idea why. Where they were Amish, but they don't live by the Amish rules where you have no electricity, no running water, and you supply your whole self with all your own food from your land and your animals. Some of these Amish do have cars and they drive around. They're Amish, but they don't live 100% Amish. I don't know. We're going to find this monster that's been in this town for a while. It's been here before me, and we're going to hunt it down. Keep your women and children inside. We have no idea what it is. It's some kind of a demon or something. Who knows? Alien or something. I don't know. I still think it's a rogue biker. They keep saying it stinks down there. I'll keep telling them it's probably a rogue biker that hasn't changed his leathers in probably 20, 30 years. Smells like a Bigfoot. Yeah, that's probably hair all over the place. Yeah, it's probably one of them rogue bikers gone crazy or wild. Well, I don't know. We'll find them in this little town. We're bringing them all in, the professionals, and even tiger lilies or whatever that guy said, tiger lightnings. Or who knows? Oh my God, I think I do smell shell around here somewhere, Ernie. Debbie, get my bison. We're going to ride my bison into war. Put wheels on it. Roll me down the street on my bison. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. We will be back with more of the hunt of the Lagrange, Indiana monster.